beat your ass and hide the Bible if God watching. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas.
I was thinking about the Kendrick Lamar Drake beef, and you know, it's fresh on my mind because Kendrick just had the Pop Out concert, which was dope. Like, if you didn't go watch that, you need to go watch it. He performed Not Like Us 6 times. It was absolutely crazy. Performed Euphoria. There was a whole bunch of good stuff, and there was a whole bunch of people that showed up, like Rick Ross, The Weeknd, Russell Westbrook. Like, it was just loaded. Everybody was there. LeBron James. Like, this concert was turned, and you know, it started to make me think. Kendrick Lamar, to me, is Mr. Respect, and to me, Drake is Mr. Numbers. So which one would you rather be, Mr. Numbers or Mr. Respect? And it feels to me that Kendrick Lamar has taken the side of the Mr. Respect because, like, if you have that many people that are coming to support you in the middle of a high, like, profile beef, then you know that people got respect for you. Not only that, whenever he went to go do his speech at Compton University or Compton College, he did his speech there. That gave him even more respect. And even whenever you think back on Kendrick just coming along the way with the kind of catalog that he has, you have to have a lot of respect from people in order to make it. You got to think back to like Section 80 and things even before that. I remember whenever he came to Ohio and was at UC, University of Cincinnati, and did a free concert there. I wasn't even really a Kendrick fan at that time. Like, I was, but not like really. You know what I mean? Just kind of a Kendrick fan because he wasn't really all that popping yet. This was like 2013 or something like that. At that time, I was like, he's doing a free concert? I didn't know that artists that was of his stature would even do that. But that just goes to show you, he's all about the respect. I remember people was even trying to compare him to Michael Jackson before, and he was like, nah, you know that man's too great. Putting it all to the side, giving Michael Jackson his respect, and, you know, being grateful for the fact that people are willing to compare him to that. But then you got Drake, and I don't see anything wrong with Drake's approach. He's Mr. Numbers. He's always gonna go get them numbers. I actually saw a crazy stat the other day. Let me look it up on my phone real quick. I took a screenshot of it. Drake becomes the first artist to reach 100 billion streams on Spotify. Like, dang, bro. That's according to Rap News. And that's just absolutely nuts to me. Like, how do you get to 100 billion streams? If you do that 10 more times, which he will, because he's Drake and he's got, you know, he might not be Mr. Respect, but he's still respected. Like, I don't care what nobody says. You don't get to 100 billion streams without being respected. But his approach has always been about numbers, and it's kind of crazy. You know, I would have thought that Drake would have became the artist that would have been Mr. Respect, but he kind of did take a different path. He does a lot of shiesty stuff, like taking people's girls, but then he loses that respect element that makes people not really fuck with him. And that's kind of what you see. All these people are against Drake because he's always doing something, even with the thing of where he's taking people's flows or riding their waves. Whether you want to say he's riding their waves or giving them some type of like booster pack, stimulus pack, whatever you want to call it for their career. And it's really up to them on how they capitalize on it after Drake has been a part of it. You still got to be able to be honest with yourself and say that Drake does like ride waves. And he does kind of take the influence of other people's sound and incorporate it into his own. And there's nothing wrong with that. It just is a thing where it's like, how creative are you? And then the whole ghostwriting thing. Me personally, I have zero qualms about ghostwriting, to be honest with you. The more and more that I think about it, the less it matters to me. Especially if you're just making albums and songs and things that really are just kind of trying to be the best product that they can be. But whenever you start having diss songs and stuff like that, where he had like Mob Ties and Vori has this whole amazing version of it, and it's just like, dang, man, it's almost like you just got a layup. It starts to look crazy whenever it comes to situations like that. But if we're just talking normal songs, and you want somebody to write a song for you, or you want somebody to help to improve your craft, I don't really see anything wrong with that. And really, in reality, it really does, though, change the perception within the genre of hip-hop. You can't be doing stuff like that whenever it's hip-hop and you want to be the greatest of all time. I'm talking about the greatest rapper. You can still be the greatest artist. All the greatest artists have had people write for them. I think that's just the difference. There's writers and then there's having ghostwriters. And ghostwriter seems to be like a hip-hop specific term. You don't want to have a ghostwriter in hip-hop and try to be the number one artist. It's going to get exposed and it's going to diminish your craft. And that's why Kendrick has become Mr. Respect. As far as we know, he writes a majority of his stuff. I've never really heard a reference track of Kendrick's that was damning. Like, I've heard concept songs and stuff like that, but like I said, to me, a concept song, like even Drake has written for Weezy. I listened to it and I was like, I just don't see anything wrong with it. At the end of the day, Would you rather be the artist that is perceived for having big numbers, 100 billion streams, the first one ever to do that on Spotify? You got more number ones than anybody else in hip hop. To me, I think I'm more about respect. To me, it's never been about numbers. Even in real life, I only see numbers as a tool to get eyes attracted to you. So if you have 10,000 subscribers on YouTube versus somebody else that has 100,000, people might perceive you to be lesser of a creator in whatever way because somebody else has more subscribers than you do, which really isn't really the case necessarily. Sometimes people just luck into finding their audience sooner than other people, and they're able to expand on that in a much bigger way. You know what I mean? You just got to think about stuff that way. And honestly, between Drake and Kendrick, the quality is pretty similar. Their music is both very good. Kendrick might be like here as far as just like lyricism and being a rapper goes, but whenever it comes to making pop songs and stuff like that, I mean, Drake's probably here. He's probably the one that's on top because he makes really good hit songs, and there's nothing wrong with that. He's able to get them numbers that he always wants to get. Kendrick, he's more willing to sacrifice those numbers for being able to create a sound and something that people are going to be more attracted to at a long-term kind of perspective. Whenever you listen to Kendrick stuff, you're not listening to it necessarily for just that moment in time, and you're really listening to it years down the line. It's just whenever you're an artist that creates quality stuff and gains respect over years, you're more willing to have somebody go listen back to your catalog. And that's where Drake also stands. These two artists are both really high quality artists, so trying to parse them has to come down to just like simple nuances in their styles and stuff like that. The Drake fans have every right to think that Drake won the beef. I don't agree, but like if you're a Drake fan, I'm sure you can come up with some cases and stuff like that. I could play devil's advocate and really try to pretend that I'm a Drake fan and be like, yo, people are probably gonna laugh at me and stuff like that because optics, like it looks like Kendrick won. I mean, it's obvious that Kendrick won if you really was paying attention. But if you're a Drake fan, you could make a case. I mean, you can say that Kendrick was using bots, blah, blah, blah. I mean, there's so many things that you could say. He was lying. There's anything that you could say to make Drake look better. But at the end of the day, because Drake is not Mr. Respect, and he's been Mr. Numbers this whole time, been kind of shicey to people, not necessarily the best person to people. Has he helped people get on and stuff like that? Yeah, but it seems to have been at a cost. And a lot of these people that he's helped get on just don't seem to be around, or they become a part of his, what's academics call it, his sweatshop, where they have to write for him and stuff like that. So yeah, anyway, I don't really have too much more to say about this. I want to hear what you guys have to say about this kind of topic. Do you think that Drake is Mr. Numbers, or do you think he's also Mr. Respect? I think that it tends to lean more towards Kendrick, but I really want to know what you guys got to say. Do you guys think I'm out of pocket with this topic? Anyway, let me know in the comments below. Like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate y'all for stopping through, and come back again. Make sure you subscribe though. I'm trying to get to 1,000 ASAP.